Mitsubishi Minica 1989–93. In January 1989, the 6th generation Minica, H21/H26 for front and four-wheel drive models respectively, was officially introduced, although the engine, wheelbase, and suspension remained unchanged. In addition to the three-door vans, hatchbacks presumably intended for commercial use, and five-door sedans, hatchbacks for private use, a variant with a single door on the right side, two doors on the passenger side, and a liftgate was introduced, named the Minica Lettuce. This was originally a van with a foldable rear seat and flat loading floor, to meet special tax breaks available. In May 1989, the tax benefits were lowered and the Lettuce became classified as a sedan. A three-door passenger car version was introduced at the same time. The asymmetric Minica Lettuce was developed together with the CU supermarket chain, which also sold the car directly. It was meant specifically to simplify the loading of children and shopping. The pace of development in the Japanese automobile industry was relentless in the 1980s, leaving the 5th generation Minica looking rather outmoded towards the decade's end. Sales of the 5th generation had dropped to under 27,000 cars in 1988, while almost 77,000 Minicas were sold in 1989, nearly all being of the new generation. An advanced new turbocharged engine with double overhead cams and the world's first mass-produced 5-valve per-cylinder engine was introduced for the Dangan ZZ model, producing 64 PS, 47 kilowatts. The Dangan was originally a commercial vehicle, but became a passenger car in August 1989. It was later made available in naturally aspirated form as well, as the Dangan C and Dangan R. In May 1991, an automatic option was added to the Dangan ZZ. The van models gradually lost importance as their tax advantages were whittled away, with buyers increasingly going for the passenger models. In August 1989, however, a new commercial use model appeared in the form of the Minica walk-through van. This version took full advantage of the maximum 2-meter height limitation on cars at 1,990 mm. 78 in. The car standards were altered for 1990, allowing for a 10 cm, 3.9 in, increase in length and an increase in displacement to 660 cc. The Minica's engine was now 657 cc, while the front bumper gained 3 cm, 1.2 in, and the rear bodywork was altered to grow by 7 cm, 2.8 in. The wheelbase remained unchanged, while a black plastic element was added behind the rear windows to fill the extra space. Chassis codes changed to H22 and H27. A tall 3-door MPV model with optional 4-wheel drive, the Minica Topo, was also introduced in February 1990. The Topo, being developed before the new regulations were finalized, did not take full advantage of them and ended up 4 cm, 1.6 in, shorter than other cars. The Dangan Turbo only received its increase in displacement and increase in length in August 1990, 6 months after the rest of the range had been updated. In January 1992, the range received a light facelift, along with some new models. New were the Pius and Milano sedans, celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Minica, and the Dangan ZZ Limited, which has standard ABS brakes. In January 1993, shortly before the line was replaced, the Milano Limited and Milano 4-wheel drive were added. Export versions were still usually carrying the Townie label and featured an 800cc 41 PS, 30 kilowatts, engine.